You might have been hearing a number of folks use the acronym of P2JB, and you might be wondering what that is. And what that is patience to jailbreak. So if we take a look at the project here called Luac0re by Gezine, and we go into the payloads folder here, right there you can see that we've got P2JB.lua, and this is added the P2JB implementation. Now, this is absolutely brand new, and obviously, as the name implies, it can take up to 2 hours for this to actually be successful. Now, as you can see here, there is a Lua script that you can begin testing with, but as of this moment, the only support is coming over here from Luac0re. In the game that is going to be required is going to be that Star Wars Racer Revenge. Now, it does look like that is going to be changing very, very soon, as I saw this post over here by Dr.Yenyen, and it says, porting it to other user lands will take an unknown amount of time. In Luac0re, the current runtime is 2 hours, so testing it in another user land will be rough. Be patient. And then if you have a Star Wars up to 12.70, you can jailbreak now today, and that people with a disk drive up to 12.00 should wait for a free userland implementation and then unpatch BDJ and use poopsfloyd. So those of you that are on 12.02 to 12.40 will be waiting for the said free userland implementation, but will have to use P2JB, which means they are going to have to use the patience to jailbreak. Again here, people on 12.60 and 12.70, you will need Star Wars or another disk-based userland game, like some of those Japanese Lua games that we've got, or games like Arcade Spirits. And then for any others to basically just go to sleep, because it's going to be a little while. Now, going back to the Luac0re project here, if we take a look over here on releases, we can see that Luac0re 2.2d came out just a couple of days ago, and what this did was it went ahead and added in the PS5 latest and greatest kernel offsets. Now, this does not mean that there is a jailbreak for those latest firmware versions, but when there is, that Luac0re is going to be ready to go. And then they also updated the ELF loader to the 13.20 version for that. So again, it's pretty easy to take advantage of this. You can simply download this file right here, and then you'd want to pick whichever game you have installed, and then just re-sign these to your PlayStation account ID. Again, you can use garlic saves, and I have a couple of tutorials on my site if you want to check that out. Next, moving along, we've got another project here by Gezine, and this is BD on JB 1.1. Again, this one was adding in support for 13.20 as well as poopsfloyd. So you could simply come down here and you could download this ISO image and then burn it to a Blu-ray disc. And as long as you already have a jailbreak, you can pop that disc in your drive and it will make sure that the Blu-ray drive is unpatched, where you can then just go ahead and insert a disc to jailbreak in the future. Something especially handy for those on 12.00. Next up, speaking of poopsfloyd here, we can see that just a couple of days ago, there was another addition here to the repo where they stated add poots temp fix for twin fell cursed PS5s. So apparently there were some issues with several PS5s, and they went ahead and implemented the fix for that. So again, that is now baked in there, and so hopefully that helps with some of the errors that was going on there. Now, I don't want to leave Gezine yet because there is still more stuff. This one is obviously that they have a private kernel exploit for the PlayStation 4 running 13.50, and well, here we can see that they have been working with Sistro, and that now there is GoldHEN running on PS4 13.50, which again is the very latest version at this time. Anyways, I think it's great to see the developers working together like this and really getting some of these things ready for when they hit the public. And while we can see here, they're on 13.50, they also provided a video here which shows them on a 13.20 PlayStation 5 and navigating down and showing that debug settings is absolutely available on that system. So anyways, really cool stuff that's going on over there in his world. Next up, I gotta throw in a few fun things here, and that is that we are now seeing Resident Evil Requiem as well as Crimson Desert now becoming available for Jailbreak users, and I believe I saw Pragmata also on that list. It's kind of neat to see there's a couple of videos that's out already showing this running. So there we go. We can see it's being loaded up. Right there is the debug message saying the game is backported. We got the frames per second counter popped up there, come in from ETA-HIN. And so here they'll go ahead and they will set the language. And yeah, this is pretty cool because it is stating here that they are running this on 10.00. I believe in the release, this one had 11.00. So again, with that backport tool, it does seem like they are able to play this on an earlier version PlayStation 5. So here it is. The game is about to load up here. Okay, and there it goes. The game is loading in. Now, there is another video of that same game running on version 4.03, so it looks like there has been quite a bit of advancement since I have started researching this game. So here they are on 4.03. You can tell it is not a disk that is in the drive. And here we go. And there is the debug message saying the game is backported. And here we are. We're in the main game. Okay, KStuff pause while the game is running. And we'll hit X there. And there, it is running as expected. So anyways, pretty cool to see some of these brand new games running about a month after release. Next up, I wanted to call out a new release by Lappy, which I somehow missed, but that is PS5 Explorer. Version 1.05 is currently out, so there is a couple of things noted in here, so no more freezes when exploring, copy and pasting or deleting big dump folders, copy speed has been fully unlocked, and that there is a built-in tool to configure the auto load. So it is not yet compatible with all folder-based games, but there will be that coming in the next update. And so again, you could just come right over here to PKG Zone and download that. Now, the next thing that I wanted to mention is that I had just started playing with Voidshell 3.0 a couple of videos back. If you want to kind of take a look at that, I since learned that the developer isn't going to be working on that anymore. So I wanted to call out this alternative for you to go ahead and take a look at. And this is by Sonic ISO, and it is called sonicloader.l. Now, I've featured some of their homebrew on my channel before, so you might be familiar with the name there. But anyways, totally check this out if you are looking for a Voidshell 3.0 replacement. So next up, there's something very interesting over here from Nathan Fargo. They have a GitHub just here that they have released, and this is use after free in CSS font face, set status, and CSS font face pump. Now, this might be a brand new WebKit for us, and that is absolutely what this is looking at least here as of this moment. And if I kind of take a look over here in the comments, you know, it looks interesting. We'll test after work. You know, is this PS free like WebKit? So anyways, this is going to be something that might be interesting to kind of see how that this turns out. I've definitely heard 12.70 is what this could go up to, but again, don't quote me on that at the moment. And then the last thing is that I thought I would put to bed a story that I posted on regarding buying these digital games and that they expire by now, in case you haven't figured it out. If you do buy a digital game, there is this very short trial period that happens, and really it's just to stop refunds from happening. So there's like a 14-day period where it kind of checks in, and then after that, it never checks in again. Now, I do have a PlayStation 4 game that I bought on the channel, so I have went back and checked that since I made that original video, and so now I don't have to connect to the internet or anything like that. It's just totally seamless, and it would work now offline forever. Anyways, thank you so very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Michael